Hello and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is having a great week. In this video, I want to offer some suggestions on possible uses of your second stimulus check. Alright, so with the recent passage and approval of a second stimulus check, many Americans who have lost income during this virus pandemic will need to use their checks to put food on the table or keep a roof over your head. Now, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin stated that if you have an adjusted gross income for 2019 to $75,000 for individuals and up to $150,000 for married couples filing jointly, you'll be eligible to receive the full amount of the second payment. For filers with incomes above those amounts, the payment is reduced. So, Jodos, if you're fully employed and not financially distressed, consider putting your stimulus check to work. Now, just so you guys know, I believe in two important financial concepts, which is to pay yourself first and put your money to work. Because it's when your money is making money that you're truly able to grow your wealth over time. Now, with many restaurants closed and most events shut down, it's more difficult to spend your second stimulus check on vacations, eating out, attending a concert or sports event. Now, there's nothing wrong with those things, but instead of spending your second stimulus check on something you really don't need, consider saving and investing. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the content so far, please do me a favor and tap that like button. It really helps me out. Also, consider subscribing for more finance and real estate related content. Alright, so if you're fortunate enough to be receiving a second stimulus check and not in a financial bind or other hardship, then my first recommendation would be to start or add to an emergency fund. Now, while the unemployment rate is lower now than it was earlier this year, the future is still uncertain and many people still don't feel very comfortable about their employment situation. Now, I can tell you that even if you're working now, you could still experience a drop in income if your hours are cut, maybe you're forced to quarantine, or any other situation beyond your control. It's better to be safe than sorry, so with that being said, it's recommended to have at least 3 to 6 months of money in an emergency fund. Now, you could consider putting this money into a high-yield savings account where you can earn the most interest, but remember, this money should be accessible and only used for emergency purposes. Now, if you already have an emergency fund, then my next recommendation would be to add or start saving for retirement. Remember, guys, pay yourself first. With that being said, socking away money for retirement is always a smart move. And the good thing is that you have until April 15, 2021 to invest in a traditional or Roth IRA for 2020. But why wait? The maximum contribution for a 2020 IRA is $6,000 and $7,000 if you're 50 or older. So you can stash your entire stimulus check there if you don't need it for anything else. Now, in addition to starting your emergency fund and investing in your future through retirement contributions, another smart financial move is to pay down debt. And with that, any high interest debt or debt that is not making you money. If you have any debt that's costing you 5% or more, it's better to pay it off so that you can earn a much higher return when your money is invested. But if you're carrying credit card debt, you're probably paying upwards of 15%. I mean, if you think about it, you could free up a lot of cash by paying off those credit cards and paying down your debt. Now, the other added benefit is by paying down your debt, you're essentially getting an automatic rate of return. So if you pay off a credit card with a 15% interest rate, you've effectively given yourself a 15% rate of return on your money by getting rid of that expense. And the good thing is that you can now allocate that money toward paying down other debt or investing it. Now, if you have kids or plan to have kids in the future, then setting up a 529 college savings plan is another option. Contributions to a 529 college savings plan grows tax-free, and withdrawals are not taxed if you use them for qualified expenses such as college tuition and room and board. So you could invest a portion or all of your second stimulus check into a 529 plan. Now, the good thing about these plans is that they typically have low minimums, plus your state may give you a tax deduction or credit if you invest in your own state's plan. If your children are young, you may have many years for your investments in the plan to grow with compound interest. And finally, I have one more suggestion if you're in a solid financial position and all of those prior suggestions do not apply to you, and that is to give back. So you could give back by supporting a local small business or charity. So many businesses have been negatively impacted by the virus pandemic, and by buying a product or service from them, it goes a very long way in helping to support them during this difficult time. For myself, it's always been a good feeling to give back, that I've made a positive difference to someone who's worse off. So by giving to a charity, you're able to help those who are in need. Now, additionally, as an added benefit, you can deduct a portion of your donation on your 2020 tax return, even if, like most taxpayers, you may claim the standard deduction. And the reason being is that there's a new above the limit line deduction for up to $300 for cash donations. So the CARES Act passed earlier this year expanded charitable tax deductions for 2020. It's important to note that you can claim the $300 above the line deduction. Also, the latest update we have from the Treasury Department actually came Tuesday evening. So Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin wrote that payments may begin to arrive in some accounts by direct deposit as early as tonight. He also stated that the government will begin the process of mailing out paper checks on Wednesday for individuals without government registered bank accounts. Another important factor is that the language of the stimulus bill specifies a January 15, 2021 cutoff for the IRS to send stimulus checks. Now, just so you guys know, there is another proposal that President Trump and congressional Democrats are proposing, which is a $2,000 stimulus check payment. Now, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi took a vote on this proposal and it did pass the House on Monday, and it's now in the Senate for review. However, at this point in time, it doesn't appear that the Republicans in the Senate are in favor of the $2,000 stimulus check. Now, Senator Bernie Sanders is trying to convince Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to allow a vote on increasing the stimulus check from $600 to $2,000. Now, I personally think, Joel Dawes, if this passed, it would be a huge win for the American people. There's so many people out there that need financial relief. We should have more information on the fate of the $2,000 stimulus proposal later this week. So there you guys have it, some suggestions on how to maximize your second stimulus check, as well as a stimulus check update. Please leave your feedback below. If you found value in the video, please be sure to tap that like button. It really helps me out a lot. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell as I'm posting valuable new content every week. Thanks again for watching, and until next time.